Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is September 2nd, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the Nasdaq trading off all-time record highs as is tapering off. But first, there is no major economic event scheduled for today. But remember, next Monday is a national holiday in the United States, so the markets will be affected and partially closed. But first, looking at the markets today, the Forex symbols, US dollar still showing weakness versus the major pairs, as the South African rand actually gaining very nicely versus the USD. In terms of the indices, the Nasdaq tapering off its new highs. Dow Jones pretty much unchanged. Commodities, gold unchanged, while oil actually gains. In terms of the stocks, big tech actually tapering off from highs. And so we're seeing a rotation there. And lastly, Bitcoin, beautiful bounce off of that support, 46,600, and now trading at 48,000. Beautiful call the other day. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the Eur Usd, looking at a 4-hour chart. So a nice little extension to that rally. We had that nice sell-off the other day to 18 flat, and sure enough, we continued moving higher to 1849. So a nice little move over the past 24 hours. If you look at a daily, we're getting into some congestion here, okay? As we get closer to this 1830-ish level, I think we're going to have some resistance. Now, jumping into the Aussie USD, much stronger, pushing higher, got that complete reversal move back. Okay, that V formation, we are hitting resistance here as well. GBP also extending it. And this actually looks like a upwards wedge formation as we're looking at that. USD RAND, look at that, 1433. A nice little correction from last week to this week, went a whole basis point. So that's a big reversal there, especially when it's an exotic pair. It does trade a little bit more volatile and gives you more juice. Now looking, and that's the other thing, when it has character like it has right now, it has character, okay? And that's what's beautiful about trading some of the exotic pairs. When they're actually trading, they're trading very well, okay? Now, the trick is finding when they're trading, of course, but it would have been hard to really anticipate this kind of correctional move from 1530 down to 14. But once it breaks that moving average, okay, that's usually a telltale sign that it's going to be weaker, especially on a daily chart. So that's something that we should have been on top of in terms of, you know, a potential trade entry. Now looking at gold, nothing doing here, really changed here. Very choppy kind of trading. Oil actually gained here on the last 24 hours, you know, altogether a nice little pivot up to 69.50 and then giving it up there. But so far we are trading closer to our level, okay? 69.50 is a resistance-ish level, and that was where we opened up this week. So we look like we're kind of filling that basis point from the beginning of the week from Hurricane Ida. Now looking at the Dow Jones, okay, trading at 35,300, so it is down a little bit, okay, altogether down about 100 points, but this is really a tight range, okay, between 34,400-ish level and 35,200-ish level. It's a tight range, okay? It's trading in the upper limit. It is trading in a range, and I guess it's just waiting for some of the stocks to go higher. I mean, the market's not giving up. Now, looking at the Nasdaq, tapering off from its all-time highs of 15,676. We're only about 30 points away from that, 20 points away from its all-time high. So, excuse me, I really wouldn't read into this too much. Now looking at Apple, it has tapered off from its highs, so that would explain the Nasdaq tapering off. If we look at Facebook also, and looked at Microsoft as well. So they are trading close to their highs, but if they want to bring up the market higher, they're going to have to break out. Okay, so tomorrow is NFP. So these are important events that are coming up. Now when we look at Alcoa, a nice little move back, okay, to the 45.51-ish level after having a $10 correction. That's a massive correction in both directions. Okay, so showing some nice volatility here in Alcoa. Now lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is what we're talking about. This was the entry point yesterday that I was calling out several times, okay, as this was a potential entry, as this was going to solidify as a support level of 46,000, and sure enough, it's trading close to 50,000 this morning. So a nice little pivot on the way up. Now tomorrow is NFP, so you do want to know about it. I do anticipate a lot more movement in the markets, especially since we're going into the first week of September next week, full week of September, and especially after Labor Day, where the holiday actually finishes off the summer. So lots coming up. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Thank you.